Hello friends, welcome in a lecture of Mechanics of Solid Subject. Myself, Mitesh Patel, I am a assistant professor in a mechanical department at a Dr. Subhas Technical Campus, Junagadh. Today's our lecture topic is a moment of inertia. We already uh, discussed in last lecture about the moment of inertia. Means all see the introduction of moment of inertia. What is the moment of inertia? We see that two types of inertia is there: the area moment of inertia and mass moment of inertia. First of all, we see that what is the moment of inertia? It's a resistance about the any moment given to the body. This type of resistance property of this body is called the moment of inertia, and we see that how to derive its equation. We see the radius of gyration, also section modulus, and how to determine the formulas of moment of inertia about Ixx and Iyy, for Ixx and Iyy and I base, and we see the formulas of regular shapes of moment of inertia about Ixx, xx axis, yxx and base. Okay, so let's start in this lecture from parallel axis theorem. So what is the parallel axis theorem and what it states that? Let's see. So first of all, what is the parallel axis theorem? If Ig of the moment of inertia of plane area about an axis passing through its center of gravity. Okay, Ig is the moment of inertia of this given body or given area about its center of gravity. Okay, means moment of inertia of this body about axis which are passing through the CG. It may be xx axis, it may be a yy axis. Both moment of inertia is defined by Ig if the axis is passing through the center of gravity. Okay, એટલે Ig એટલે શું થશે? Ig એટલે moment of inertia about center of gravity of the given body. Okay, clear? Now let's see that. Then moment of inertia of this given area about axis AB parallel to the first axis. Which axis we have assumed that xx axis of Ig. From that the another axis AB which are parallel to the first assumed axis. From that we have to calculate the moment of inertia of this given area. એટલે કે AB axis થી આપણે moment of inertia find out કરવો છે given area માટે. હવે at a distance h from the center of gravity is given by, okay, કે જે ડિસ્ટન્સ છે સેન્ટર ઓફ ગ્રેવિટીથી જે એરિયા ગિવન એરિયા છે એનું સેન્ટર ઓફ ગ્રેવિટીથી AB સુધીનું AB એક્સિસ સુધીનું ડિસ્ટન્સ કેટલું છે? ઇટ્સ ડિફાઇન્ડ બાય h. Then moment of inertia about AB axis for this given area. એટલે કે આપણે મોમેન્ટ ઓફ ઇનર્શિયા અબાઉટ AB એક્સિસ એટલે કે કોઈ પણ એક્સિસથી રેફરન્સ એક્સિસથી આપણે મોમેન્ટ ઓફ ઇનર્શિયા જોતું હોય ગિવન એરિયા માટે, તો દેટ્સ ગિવન બાય પેરેલલ એક્સિસ થિયરમ. અને એનું ઇક્વેશન શું છે? વોટ ઇઝ ધ ઇક્વેશન ઓફ ફોર ધ પેરેલલ એક્સિસ થિયરમ? IAB. Here we have to find out the moment of inertia about AB axis. So moment of inertia I is defined by IAB is equal to Ig, moment of inertia about center of gravity of this given area. એટલે કે જે એરિયા આપેલો છે એનું moment of inertia CG થી plus AH square. A means the area of given body or given area into h square. H is the distance. Okay, so Ig plus h square, it's given the moment of inertia about any given reference axis which are parallel to the axis or y axis. Okay, which are from the passing from the CG. Clear? એટલે કે કોઈ પણ રેફરન્સ એક્સિસથી આપણે મોમેન્ટ ઓફ ઇનર્શિયા જોતું હોય તો પેરેલલ એક્સિસ થિયરમ થ્રુ મળી શકે. બરાબર છે ને? પેરેલલ એક્સિસ થિયરમ નું ઇક્વેશન શું છે તો કે સેન્ટર ઓફ ગ્રેવિટીથી મોમેન્ટ ઓફ ઇનર્શિયા પ્લસ એરિયા ઓફ ધીસ ગિવન એલિમેન્ટ્સ ઓર પ્લેન વોટ એવર ઇન્ટુ એચ સ્ક્વેર એટલે કે ડિસ્ટન્સ સ્ક્વેર. કયું ડિસ્ટન્સ? વિચ ડિસ્ટન્સ? ડિસ્ટન્સ બિટવીન ધ સીજી ઓફ ધીસ ગિવન એરિયા ટુ ધ રેફરન્સ એક્સિસ. બરાબર, દેટ ઇઝ ડિફાઇન્ડ બાય એચ એટલે કે IG પ્લસ એચ સ્ક્વેર. Through this, we can find out the moment of inertia of any given reference axis. Okay, moment of inertia of the given area from the any given reference axis. Okay. Now, proof. Let's see that how to derive this equation of parallel axis theorem. Let's consider that one area as shown in figure, and we define the CG of this area and draw the axis x axis about passing from the CG. Okay. Now assuming the one small strips of area dA, small area dA. Okay, of a distance y from the x axis. Okay, as shown in figure, it's mentioned is here, and the distance of CG of area to AB axis is h. We already know that. Now let's see that MI of strip about CG of section. What is that? Area into distance square. Area is a dA. Area of strip is a dA. Small strip area is a dA, and y square. Distance is a y. So y square. So moment of inertia of strip, of small strip, assume strip, this strip, moment of inertia is a dA y square. Now, if moment of inertia of whole sections about an axis passing through the CG. Okay, the moment of inertia about x axis, it's defined by IG. So what is that? We already know that summation of dA into y square. Okay. Now, moment of whole sections about the axis AB. Okay, so according to that, what is that? Summation of dA, it's the total area, into total distance y plus h square. Okay, so according to basic equation of inertia is a area, total area is defined by summation of small dA of small dA strip. We assume that this area is divided into the small strip of dA. Okay, so total area is a summation of all dA strips into distance square. What is the total distance? H plus y. Okay, so h plus y square. Now it simplify the brackets and find out the roots. H square plus 2hy plus y square. Okay, now open the bracket. Summation of dA is multiplied to the each element, and now first element h square dA, summation of h square dA. So summation of dA is equal to total area, so A into h square. So summation of dA into h square, it means AH square. Now the last element is the summation of dA into y square. Summation of dA into y square. Okay, what is that? Summation of dA means area, and y square, what is defined by that? IG. It's IG. So here write in a IG. Okay, moment of inertia about center of gravity. Now the middle elements, summation of dA, here that summation of dA into y. Summation of dA means area into y. Here what is the y? Y it's defined by y bar. Here for that area and y is a, or y bar is 0, because we find out the moment of inertia about according to moment of inertia of center of gravity a into y, or y bar is 0. Okay, so y bar is 0, so multiplication is also 0, so a y bar is equal to 0. Here for moment of inertia we consider that the distance of this inertia at the center of gravity, this distance is 0, so y bar is 0. Okay, inertia Ig is find out from the center axis, so y become 0 because it's center of gravity. Okay, so ay is 0 because y bar is 0, so this term is 0. So here remaining is a ah square plus ig, so it's properly arranged in the form of equation iab is equal to ig plus ah square, which is defined the parallel axis theorem. So hence proves that parallel axis theorem is easily through helping this parallel axis theorem we can easily find out the moment of inertia about any reference axis for a given area or given body. Okay, now see perpendicular axis theorem. So first one is the parallel axis theorem. If the we find out the moment of inertia about a reference axis which are parallel to x-x axis or y-y axis which are passing from the CG. But here if the reference axis is perpendicular to the x-x or y-y axis which are passing through the CG, then perpendicular axis theorem is applied to find out the moment of inertia of given area or given body. Okay, so here one perpendicular axis is considered z, x and y is meet at a 0 point, and I hear that. Okay, so now see that what is described, that if xx yy be the moment of inertia of plane section about two perpendicular axes meeting at O point. Okay, so ixx is a moment of inertia about x-x axis and iyy is the moment of inertia about y-y axis. Okay, now two perpendicular axes meeting at 0, the moment of inertia of izz axis about zz axis. Okay, means the moment of inertia about zz axis perpendicular to the plane and passing through the intersection of xx and yy axis. Okay, is given by izz is equal to ixs plus iy. This is the theorem, means it's declared that, in short we can say that if the reference axis from which we have to find out the moment of inertia for a given plane which are perpendicular to the xx and yy axis which are passing through the CG, then perpendicular axis theorem is applied. And what is the perpendicular equation theorem equation is izz is equal to ixs plus iyy. Okay, this is the statement of perpendicular axis theorem. In short આપણે કહીએ કે ભાઈ અહીંયા CG હોય, બરાબર છે, આ પ્લેન છે, આ રીતે પ્લેન છે, this is the given area and this is the CG, this is xs and this is yy. Now this axis which is perpendicular to the x and y axis, then this z axis moment of inertia is find out with the help of perpendicular axis theorem, and through this equation izz means moment of inertia of about this z axis is equal to ixs xx plus iyy. Okay, clear? Now let's derive that equation. Proof is given. Consider a small lamina P. Here that small lamina is there of area dA. Okay, of lamina is a area dA. Now x and y are the coordinates of P along OX and OY. Okay, x and y is a coordinate value about x axis and y axis. Okay, OX and OY axis. Okay. Now OP is R. Okay. It's defined also coordinate value about Z axis. Now we can see that from the trigonometry r square is equal to x square plus y square. If we consider that y is here, similarly we can define as a y it here. So and this consider this triangle, then r square is equal to x square plus y square. Okay, we very well know that r square is equal to x square plus y square. Now moment of inertia of P about x axis, we know that Ixx is defined by Ixx, moment of inertia about x axis for a P lamina. Ixx is equal to dA, area is a dA into distance about x axis is a y, so dA y square. Now moment of inertia about y axis for a lamina, given lamina PA P. Now area of this lamina is a dA and distance is a x about y axis, so dA into x square. Moment of inertia about y axis is a dA into x square. Okay, now moment of inertia about z axis for a lamina P, so area into distance square, so area of lamina is a dA and distance is a r, so r square dA r square is a moment of inertia about z axis, so it's defined by Izz. Now if we put the value of r square from this equation, so here in bracket x square plus y square we can write that. Now if you multiply the dA with or open the bracket, then dA into x square and dA into y square, so it is a moment of inertia about x axis and y axis, so we can write that Ixx Iyy. So hence prove that perpendicular axis theorem. So with this equation or with the help of this perpendicular axis theorem, we can easily find out the moment of inertia of a given area about any reference axis which are perpendicular to the xx and yy plane, xy plane. Okay, so I hope that you very well understand the parallel axis theorem and perpendicular axis theorem. Okay, now we solve the examples of moment of inertia. So let's see that. Let's go for the first example. Example 1. Calculate the Ixx and Iyy for a T section with flange and web each of size 16 to 20. Flange and web both having a same dimension 16 to 20 and making the T section. So we have to find out the moment of inertia of this given compound section or composite section. Okay, and we have to find out the moment of inertia about x axis and y axis. So what is the Ixx and Iyy? It is the axis which are passing from the CG. For which CG? કોના CG માંથી પાસ થાય છે? તો કે આ કમ્પાઉન્ડ સેક્શન, એટલે કે આ બંને મળીને જે સેક્શન બને છે એના CG માંથી પાસ થાય છે x axis and y axis. So about that we have to find out the moment of inertia. So Ixx and Iyy is a axis which are passing from the CG of the compound section. So first we have to find out the CG, position of CG, for find out the Ixx and Iyy. So then after we can place the axis xx and y axis, y or xx axis from CG, and then we have to find out the Ixx and Iyy. So first of all we have to find out the position of CG. So for that we have to find out the CG. We know that we have an equation, we have to find out the x bar and y bar value about the base or any reference axis. So from the base we can consider that this is the vertical axis and this is the horizontal axis, and the reference point is the base of T section. Okay, now We know that we have equations to find out the x bar and y bar, a1 y1 plus a2 y2 upon a1 plus a2, and a1 x1 plus a2 x2 upon a1 plus a2. But first we see that if the object is symmetrical, then directly find out the any one value. Object is symmetrical about vertical axis, so we can directly find out the x bar, half of the total dimension. So total dimension is a 60, so half of that 30, so x bar is a 30 mm. Okay, we can directly get because it's symmetric about the vertical axis. Okay, now we have to find out the y bar, and we have equation for that, a1 y1 plus a2 y2 a1 plus a2. This equation becomes area is considered because this is the plane type element. So here a1 y1 plus a2 y2 upon a1 a3 a1 plus a2, sorry. So first of all, consider the part 1. Area is a 60 into 20, 1200 mm square. Similarly, part 2 having the same area, 1200 mm square, because dimension is same. Now y1, what is the y1? We know that the distance of CG of the given any element from the reference axis. So y1 is a 60 plus half of 20, so 70. So y1 is the 70. Now y2 is the half of total distance 30 mm, y2 is the 30 mm. Now we have a1, a2, y1 and y2. So all the element put in this equation and find the y bar value. It is the 50 mm. Now we have a CG which are at a height 50 mm from the base and from distance through this point. Okay, this is our reference point. From that its distance 30 mm. Okay, clear that? So it's a CG, sorry, it's a height of 50, so it's a total 60 at least around. CG is over here. Okay, so 50 it's here and 30 is from here. Okay, so CG is plus. Now from that x-axis is generated and y-axis is drawn, and we can now we have a position of x-axis and y-axis on compound section. Now we have to find out the I-XX and I-YY. Okay, now we have to find out the I-axis. If we only single element there, one rectangle or one square, one regular shape, then directly we have equations and directly get the moment of inertia. But we have a compound section, so what we have to do, first find out the moment of inertia of individual sections, and then last summation of total moment of inertia of all elements. Okay, so first moment of inertia for a first element, it's a rectangle, a regular shape. We directly find out the moment of inertia of the given shape, but it's Ig, and Ig is find out from in its moment of inertia about this axis, but we have to find out from this axis. So parallel axis theorem is applied here to find out the I-axis for this rectangle. Okay, we have two parallel axes, and from x axis we have to find out. Okay, we have to find out the moment of inertia of CG. કયું CG? તો કે ટોટલ કમ્પાઉન્ડ સેક્શનના CG થી ફાઇન્ડ આઉટ કરવાનું છે. પણ I-axis ડાયરેક્ટલી ઇક્વેશન યુઝ કરીએ તો આપણને CG ક્યાંથી મળે? આના CGમાંથી પાસ થતી x axisથી CG મળે, એને IG કહેવાશે. બરાબર છે? તો હવે આપણે અહીંથી મોમેન્ટ ઓફ ઇનર્શિયા જોઈએ છે ફોર ધીસ રેક્ટેંગલ, તો આપણે પેરેલલ એક્સિસ થિયરમ એપ્લાય કરવો પડે, IG પ્લસ h². હવે IG એટલે શું થશે? તો કે આનું મોમેન્ટ ઓફ ઇનર્શિયા અબાઉટ એક્સ એક્સિસ, એટલે કે એના સેન્ટર ઓફ ગ્રેવિટીમાંથી પાસ થશે. એ શું છે? તો કે BD³ by 12. B is a breadth and D is a depth. Okay, so width is a 60 and depth is a depth is a 20. Okay, 20 cube by 12. Okay, now A is the area of given elements. So what is the area? 60 into 20, 1200. Now H is the distance of CG of element to this x-axis. So H1. So you also be defined as a H1 here, and this H1 here, and here is a H2 for the sake of easiness. So for easiness you have to define here H2 and here H2, sorry, 1 and 2 2. So it's easy to calculate that and easily differentiate the value of H. Okay, so here define as H1. So we have to find out the H1 distance of CG of this rectangle to the total CG of compound section. So how we find out? We have a y bar value from the base, it's a 50 mm. Now we have a total value, height is a 60 plus 20, but CG value, CG from CG to this distance is a half of 20 means 10 plus 60, it's a 70. 70 minus 50 we can get the H1. So y1 minus y bar. Okay, or we can directly calculate that. It's a total is a 70. From that we have to minus 50, so we can get the H1 here. So from that distance we have to minus this, so we can get the H1. Okay, so here square is there in bracket. Now we have find out the value of Ix1 means the moment of inertia Ig for first element. Now find out the Ig for the second, find out the moment of inertia about this axis for first element, and now for the second element we have to find out the moment of inertia about this axis. Okay, so first of all Ig is find out for this element. So Ig equations, moment of inertia about center of gravity of given element rectangle ના CG માંથી CG માટેનું moment of inertia નું equation શું છે? BD cube by 12. Breadth is a 20 and depth is a 60. Okay, so 20 60 cube by 12. Okay, now area is a 1200, 16 into 20, and H2, sorry, here H2. What is the H2? Now CG of this element is 30, half of 60, at a distance 30. Now the total distance is a y bar is a 50. So 50 minus 30, so we can get this H2. Okay, so 50 minus 30 we can get the H2 here, distance of x-axis to CG of this rectangle. Okay, rectangle ના CG થી x સુધીનું distance બરાબર છે, એને H2 કે અહીંયા H2 બરાબર છે, અહીંયા H1. We can write the here H1 and here H2. Okay, now we easily get the value of Ix2. It's a moment of inertia about this x-axis for second element. Now the total moment of inertia of this composite section is a summation of all element inertia. So Ix total is equal to Ix1 or Ix2, moment of inertia of first element plus moment of inertia of second element. So we can get the total moment of inertia of this compound section about x-axis. Now we have to find out the moment of inertia about y-axis. So again this procedure is repeated that. Okay, so Iy1 is a moment of inertia of first element about this y-axis. Okay, So here, if we find out the Iyy of this element, it's already on this axis, and Iyy of this total Cg is already on this axis. The axis is same. Okay, so directly we can use the Ig, એટલે કે આપણે સેન્ટર ઓફ ગ્રેવિટી થી, એટલે કે મોમેન્ટ ઓફ ઇનર્શિયા અબાઉટ સેન્ટર ઓફ ગ્રેવિટી થી મોમેન્ટ ઓફ ઇનર્શિયા ઓફ ફર્સ્ટ એલિમેન્ટ એ ફાઇન્ડ આઉટ કરીએ સેન્ટર ઓફ ગ્રેવિટી થી વર્ટિકલ એક્સિસ માટે, તો એ જ એક્સિસ છે એ ટોટલ સીજીની એક્સિસ બને છે. અહીંયા એવું થતું હતું કે આની એક્સ એક્સિસ અને આની એક્સ એક્સિસ અલગ થતી હતી, ટોટલ સેક્શનની એક્સ એક્સિસ અને એલિમેન્ટની એક્સ એક્સિસ અલગ થતી હતી. પણ અહીંયા એલિમેન્ટની સીજીની વાય એક્સિસ અને ટોટલ સીજીની વાય એક્સિસ બે મેચ થાય છે, એટલે કે ડાયરેક્ટલી આઈજી લઈ લેશું તો પણ ચાલશે. પણ અહીંયા પેરેલલ એક્સિસ થિયરમ, વી કેન યુઝ ધ પેરેલલ એક્સિસ થિયરમ. વોટ વી સે દેટ h is distance is 0. Let's see that Ig, so know that BD cube by 12. So here Yy, so dB cube by 12. So depth, what is the depth is here? It's 20 and breadth is 60. So dB cube, depth 20 and b cube is a breadth cube. Breadth is 60 by 12. Ig is there. Now area is 16 to 20, 1200. Now h, distance of Cg of this element to the y-axis passing through this total Cg, it's a 0. So h is a 0. So multiplication of this h square value is a 0. So only Ig is there. So we can directly Ig defined by Ig. Iyy for this element is directly defined by Ig, or you can use the parallel axis theorem. Okay, એટલે કે parallel axis theorem કરશો તો પણ એ h સ્ક્વેર છે એ 0 થઈ જશે. એટલે કે આ એલિમેન્ટનું જે Ig છે એ જ Ii1 થશે. બરાબર છે? અહીંયા પણ એવું જ થશે. આ એલિમેન્ટનું જે Ig છે એટલે કે મોમેન્ટ ઓફ ઇનર્શિયા અબાઉટ સેન્ટર ઓફ ગ્રેવિટી, કોનું? તો કે આ એલિમેન્ટના સેન્ટર ઓફ ગ્રેવિટીથી એનો ઇનર્શિયા Igyy એ જ થશે Iyy. બરાબર છે? એટલે કે ડાયરેક્ટ Ig મૂકી શકીએ 60, dB ક્યુબ, ડેપ્થ કેટલી થશે 60 અને બ્રીથ છે 20, dB ક્યુબ બાય 12. ઓકે, એરિયા 1200, 16 to 20. Now h, distance of Cg from the total Cg's vertical distance, it's a 0. So h square value 0. So only Ig is there, and we can get the value of Iy by 2. It's the moment of inertia of element 2 about vertical axis which are passing from this G point, total center of gravity of compound section. Okay, now total inertia about y axis is defined by the summation of all elements summation inertia and summation it, and it's a 4.0 into 10 raised to 5 mm raised to 4. Okay, so I hope that you very well understand how to moment of inertia is calculated of compound area sections with the help of parallel axis theorem and perpendicular axis theorem. So it's a very useful parallel axis theorem and perpendicular axis theorem to find out the moment of inertia of compound section. એટલે કે એક કરતાં વધારે એલિમેન્ટનું બનેલું હશે compound area section અથવા તો compound plane section, તો એમાં parallel axis theorem યુઝ કરવું જ પડશે. બરાબર છે? તો એ વેરી યુઝફુલ છે to find out the moment of inertia. So I hope that you enjoy this lecture and you very well understand all things. Thank you for listening this lecture carefully.